This is my story and my truth. You know, this part of my story is always emotional for me because I loved my father very much. My father was a very strong man. He loved his family. My mom had 10 kids. Two kids, she told us that they died. They was birthed, but they died. But we never had a funeral. So we don't know where those two children ended up at. We don't know if they actually died or not. We believe that Diann Chase and the Freemasons had something to do with those two children becoming missing from us. But we believe that our parents possibly, especially my father, knew that where they went to, but his children didn't. My father was a Freemason. He was a Mason for so long, he managed to make it to 32 degrees before they decided that it was time up, and he had a heart attack. They caused him to have a heart attack because that's what they do. A lot of the death spells they do is either pneumonia, heart attack, something else I forgot right now because I don't have my documents that I'm studying in front of me. But for sure, pneumonia, heart attack, and strokes is one of their number one killers because they know that when you go into the morgue and they look at your death certificate and they see that you died from a heart attack or stroke, they automatically call that natural death. That, you know, they don't investigate that. So that's why they do that. As well as pneumonia. They see that you died from that, they're like, oh yeah, that's natural cause. Can't nobody just be like, shoot you with a gun and you got pneumonia. So they don't investigate that. But they took my father out. He had a heart attack. And I just, we was hurt about it, but we felt like, okay, he's resting in peace, and that was it. Later on in 2020, when I found out I was spiritually being attacked, that it was a warfare on my life, I was kind of confused as to what was happening. So it led me to investigate the entire situation, which led me to find out how deep my father was a Freemason. I knew that he was a Freemason, but I didn't know how deep the rabbit hole went because, I didn't really know nothing about a Freemason. I just thought it was just like a sorority that, I didn't know it was an evil occult thing because my father wasn't evil, but my father bloodline is from Egypt. And as I investigated my bloodline and what was going on, why these people targeted me so hard, I found out that my father bloodline is linked to King Tut bloodline, same bloodline. And my mother bloodline is from Nigeria. So this is why my family was targeted for their spiritual gifts. So during my father years, they also was attacking him, even though he was a part of their group. They were spiritually attacking him, sending him a lot of negative energy, where he would sometimes get so angry, but he wouldn't hurt none of us, but he did get angry, and he did end up going to prison for hurting the man who was trying to date my mom while she's married to him. And he had told him to back off. And when my father tell you to back off, that's exactly what he meant, back off. He didn't even care that if we was adult children, if he told us to do something, we had to do it, and we did it because we respected him. And if we didn't do it, we were going to have to put them knuckles up. That's how it was. He didn't stand for disrespect. So he told this man to back off, to back off of my mother. She have 10 children. He's taking care of my mom. What he thought he was going to do for my mother and her 10 children that he had for him. He didn't take heed to what my father was saying. So my father handled him. Now, he didn't take his life, but he almost did. So he went to prison. And I found out during my investigation that he was targeted with chaos energy from the Freemason. That's why he did what he did. Because my father was a kind man. And that was what they was trying to do to me too. They were sending me a lot of chaos energy. LaRonda Dyson Terry in the CIA was sending me a lot of chaos energy, hoping to get me in some type of trouble where I would spend the rest of my life in prison. So I'm gonna have to tell you guys about that story when I do I'm planning on doing a movie, and I have already written my books. I haven't released them yet because we still have court to deal with. But it almost succeeded because, you know, when they sent me that chaos energy, I was dating this guy at the time, and he tested me. And long story short, I got in trouble for dealing with him. You know what I mean? And I could have got in trouble enough where I could have spent the rest of my life in prison. So what it did, it made me learn how to control my temper. You cannot, having a temper is a sign of weakness because people will set you up. So anyway, I didn't know that the Dyson family and the CIA was behind the scene, creating this chaos for me and mind controlling me. Thank God that my ancestors and the Most High God was with me the entire time. But seeing my father die at his early age from a heart attack in his early 50s, as well as my mother, was very heartbroken for me. Very, very heartbroken. And I remember when we buried him, his tombstone had have a Mason symbol stuck on it, you know, stamped on it. So, of course, at that time, I wasn't alerted about the Freemasons and what they had did to my father. So it didn't bother me. And when I discovered that they was behind my father's death, it sickened me to know that their stamp is on his tombstone. So as of 2025, I'm looking to replace his tombstone and burn the tombstone with the Freemason stamps that they have placed in his tombstone. And I pray that God deliver justice to the Freemasons who played a part of my father's demise. I'm Regina LaRue. This is my story and my truth.